This is The Context on BBC News. I'm Helena Humphrey. Glad you could join me. Ahead this hour, deal or no deal, the weekend saw signs of movement between the US and Iran. I'm Helena Humphrey in Paris, where French President Emmanuel Macron and Sir Keir Starmer are co-hosting a summit aimed at securing safe passage for ships on the Strait of Hormuz. And after Donald Trump's astonishing political comeback, we'll be taking a look at what his second presidency might mean for America and the rest of the world. Those flashbangs continue, but finally I can say that we're starting to get a clearer picture now of just the sheer number of officers who are inside. What I can see right now is a sea of helmets as police appear to be holding the line. And we have to be cautious as we walk here because you can see power lines are still down, 1.5 million people without power right now. But I just found this so striking because here you can see as we cross the road, you've got this telegraph pole, this power line. The top is hanging quite literally by a thread, but if you look underneath, you can see that is completely burnt out. Christian, we're one of the first teams that's been able to get into Cedar Key in the last hour or so, and the devastation, well, as you can see behind me, it speaks for itself. Well, the race is on to try to develop a vaccine for Ebola as the number of cases continue to rise in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Also on the programme, the US Secretary of State claims the United States is constantly reassessing its relationship with NATO. We'll hear from a former US ambassador to NATO about the state of that relationship. And Donald Trump's director of national intelligence has resigned. Tulsi Gabbard says that she is leaving the administration because her husband has been diagnosed with cancer. Now, pressure is growing on Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, who continues to face questions about his appointment of Lord Mandelson as UK ambassador in Washington. Senator, you were just saying there that you believe, in your view, this puts national security at risk. In response to your stance on Ukraine, as you well know, Elon Musk has called you a traitor. What do you say to that? What is the sense that the president can actually achieve anything that goes beyond that first deal when it comes to limiting the enrichment of uranium, but also bearing in mind that the strait was open before all of this? He said last week, look, other presidents have looked at this for 50, 60 years. It looks like I'll be the one to do it. Iran isn't wrapped up right now. Can he really manage all of that? How do you read his strategy there, Stefan? Do you think he's looking to also pick up, potentially traditional Lib Dem or Green voters? Also, of course, very much putting Andy Burnham on the spot there as well. Let's go straight to the White House now and to our North America correspondent, Helena Humphrey. Helena, we're hearing such contradictory things. Where do things stand tonight? Indeed. Well, President Trump was characteristically confident speaking in the Oval Office. He said that negotiations with Iran were already underway. He said that the Iranians wanted a deal and they wanted one badly, despite the fact that previously Tehran had said that no such conversations were taking place. And speaking in the White House, President Trump repeated his previous claim that Iran had agreed to never develop a nuclear weapon. And he also said that there was a big prize destined for the United States related to oil and gas, although he didn't spell out exactly what that was.
Well, Helena Humphrey is live in Washington for us now. Helena, just how bad could it get where you are?
It's very bad, Clive. I have to say it is absolutely freezing. This is a massive winter storm stretching right across the United States, some 2,000 miles from New Mexico, sweeping to New York, up to Maine. Here in Washington, D.C., where I am right now, you can see the snow is continuing to fall. And of course, this is just but a drop in the ocean when you think about that $24 billion worth of assistance that the Biden administration is calling for right now, at a time when this country is just 9 days away from a potential government shutdown.
I can do it.
The first time that you were able to put legs on, what was that feeling like?
Мої відчуття були такі, наприклад, як
It felt like when you haven't eaten for a long time and then finally you have food.
The family of prominent Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre echoing those calls, with a representative for Miss Giuffre's brother, Sky Roberts, telling the BBC if Sarah Ferguson knows anything, she should testify in the United States immediately. After decades of tip-offs and investigations, only Epstein himself and his longtime associate Ghislaine Maxwell have ever been held criminally responsible for sex trafficking and abuse. And while there's no way to legally compel Sarah Ferguson to give testimony here in the United States, lawmakers say that her evidence could help secure justice for survivors. Before the pandemic, this was a ticket to 185 countries. But now, with the US still struggling to get its case numbers under control, an American passport is a ticket to almost nowhere. Just 9 countries granting access without any restrictions. Cooking up a taste of home overseas. I'm Helena Humphrey with a look at how US troops are celebrating Thanksgiving. Following those comments from President Trump, I've been speaking to US veterans, including those who served shoulder to shoulder with NATO forces on the front lines. And their testimony paints a different picture. So Ebola is sadly back in the news. There's a very serious outbreak currently unfolding in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, as you've probably seen. And honestly, having worked on the front lines as an aid worker of what was the world's largest Ebola outbreak in West Africa in 2014, it's the kind of news that makes your heart sink. The Queen now leaving in the Bentley, leaving Manchester Cathedral, where she's been meeting with community workers from across the Northwest to hear how they've been helping others during the pandemic. But suddenly it's starting to look a little bit more like New Year's Eve as opposed to the middle of the day here in Ohio. I'm just going to take a look around because you can hear the cheers here. Everybody just taking that moment in. I'm Helena Humphrey in Washington, D.C. Thanks for watching World News America. I'll see you soon.